witnesses who in fact have made those statements. And recently, when we appeared before the CEDAW committee, we had a long list of names of perpetrators with information, and we actually asked the committee to share that with the government so that in fact, investigations can begin. We are happy to hand that information over of the perpetrators that we allege to have been complicit in these crimes and make that available to you. We don't have a problem with that. But from our end, we have been, in fact, I also pointed out to the government that in my view, what you could do in the interim is establish an independent investigative authority. And in fact, I made 2 names available to you of 2 people who had done this in other countries. So Carlos Castrosana was my first choice. My second was a man called Howard Varney, whom some of you will know, who headed the investigative unit in KwaZulu-Natal during the transition, looking at systems crimes in a particular province. That office still stands. I think that these are the people who can provide technical assistance to the government if it is committed to dealing with these issues. In terms of the question of whether these transitional structures will work, that depends really on mandates, and it depends on powers that these bodies are given. And it also depends on what we call a conducive environment. People must feel that they are able to speak freely without fear or intimidation or the threat of reprisals. As we know, documented in all of our reports, family members left in Sri Lanka still experience reprisals. If we cannot create that environment, then of course the question is, are we ticking boxes? And we say we have done these transitional justice mechanisms, we've achieved what we can, but we know that we have not really built either truth recovery, which is what a truth commission does, deals with truth recovery, it names names, it looks at establishing the truth about who is responsible for the violations, and it also looks at the underlying questions. Is this racism? Is this chauvinism? What is the factor that in fact drives the conflict? But in order to be able to achieve that, you need political will, you need a conducive environment, and you need national ownership. In Sri Lanka, you have had these national community consultations. Immediately they presented the report. What did the government do? They rejected the recommendations. So the commitment also has to come from the state if we are to turn this around. In terms of the question around the visit of the Special Rapporteur, I'm going to ask Piers Pigo to deal with that because he did have a chat with the Special Rapporteur. I think that it's important to note that when Special Rapporteurs make these visits, often they have limited time. They also depend on the honesty of the officials, and they need insider information so that they can actually ask to go and see specific places. Now, I think while the Special Rapporteur in his report is very clear about the culture of impunity and torture in his report, obviously his time at Joseph Camp was very limited, as was his knowledge of where to actually look. But let me pass that over to Piers to respond to.